Hello guys, it's been a few days since I posted. I actually tried to post a couple of days ago while I was going on what I called a cortisol walk. Instead of a hot girl walk, a cortisol walk, to try to get the bloating that I had from all the cortisol in my system from being stressed out. But it got deleted and never got uploaded. So I guess it just wasn't meant to be. But I am coming at you tonight. Let me just reiterate who I am. I am Mallory. I'm the Long Island girl who moved into a trailer and has now experienced trailer life. I just got lip filler today, so I'm a little bit swollen. And I thought it would be funny to do the video of my bougie self in my trailer because it just fits my brand. So a little bit about what's been going on and some things that have happened and some amazing things and some not so amazing things, and most importantly, the lessons that I've learned, because I've learned some pretty hard lessons in the last few days about myself, about life, and about my cats. So long story short, I have been super stressed because my one cat, as you know from my previous videos, I don't know if you've seen it, from my short from night one when Hayden escaped. And ever since then, he was not sleeping in the trailer. He hasn't been adjusting well. He wasn't even coming in. I thought he ran away at one point. And I was starting to get really nervous that I didn't know if I made the right decision even getting this trailer. And then, I'm in my friend's driveway right now. But eventually, I have to move because she's not, she rents and she's not allowed to have people, renting here. So I was planning on moving out in a month or so. And so I started investigating. Oh, look at my cat right now. Look at her. Oh, she's kind of shy. So I started investigating RV parks to see where we would move to. And turns out that they didn't allow outdoor cats. Your cats had to be indoors only unless they were on a leash. Now my cats aren't leash trained. They've just kind of been indoor outdoor cats, coming and going as they please, with a cat door. So yeah, I was freaking out because I was like, okay, well, how is this gonna work? Because when I'm at work all day, I don't want to keep them in the trailer. They're going to freak out. Hayden already broke my blinds the first night. And I started having a little bit of a panic attack. Just my whole entire body just was I was almost frozen. I felt like I just couldn't move forward. I felt like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do. I only have a few weeks left. How am I supposed to freaking transition these wild outdoor cats that do whatever they want into indoor cats and, not be stressed at work worrying about them? And I was looking at cat tents and catios and, leashes and, I would have to leash train them. And oh my God. Yeah, pretty much. That's how I felt. But I ended up going to a Facebook group because I'm the type of person yes, I'll panic, but I've learned, being on my own and, not really having anyone really to fall back on. I just basically kind of go into survival mode and I'm okay, we gotta figure this out. We gotta figure this out. It's do or die. What choice do you have, right? So I went to a Facebook group about kittens and rehoming because I was well, maybe I need to rehome Hayden because maybe this life isn't for him. And then this amazingly nice guy Carson. Shout out to Carson in Reading. You are literally a lifesaver, and I am forever grateful for you. And I still think that you should start your own channel and start your own cat behavioral business. But anyway, he isn't an official cat behavioral specialist like Jackson Galaxy, but he's way better, I think. Sorry, Jackson. But he isn't officially one, but he has 6 cats, and he loves cats, and he has studied so much about them, and he like knows like them in and out. And he came over, he checked out my trailer, he checked out my situation, he gave me so many good ideas. And so my closet that I made on the bottom, I actually took apart, and I'm gonna put it on the top instead, because here, I'll show you, because there's actually a window on the bottom bunk, and he thought the cats would. Can you take me serious right now with my lips? I think that makes the whole entire video that much more absurd. So he thought the cats would like the area with the window, you know, to hang out in, because they like to sun themselves, you know, to get comfortable with the trailer. So I made the bottom bunk their little sanctuary. And then he explained to me that you know, they need to have a regular, like more of a routine, like a regular feeding schedule, no more free feeding, because then they'll associate the trailer more with their home, because if there's specific feeding times come to the trailer, like eventually they'll like get comfortable in the trailer. And then he said every time, you know, let him come to me. Every time he comes, give him treats and play with him when he comes in, so that he associates the trailer with like happiness and fun. And he called me out so much. He said, but honestly, the most important thing you need to do is chill. He was like, your energy, like, he's like, I can feel it. He's like, it is so like up here. You're like so stressed. Granted, moving 7 times in a year, like, yeah, like anyone would be, right? And he's like, but imagine how stressed your cats feel. And especially, you know, Hayden, my boy, like, he was probably feeling that so much, like tenfold, right? And like, he was just like, so he's been kind of circling the area, but not coming close to me, because he kind of sees me like all whacked out, right? Like, I'm like, oh, the closet and this and that. Like, you know, I'm just super stressed all the time. I've been so freaking stressed. He felt that energy. And, you know, he started acting out, and instead of looking within as a parent, I was just going to rehome him and get rid of him. And it was almost like this, like, oh my God, like, it all starts with me, right? Like, it starts with me. He doesn't feel safe. He doesn't feel safe around me. And it's kind of like a weird cycle breaking moment for me, because I didn't always feel safe around the chaos at home, and, you know, so much dysregulation and so much just dysfunction, and I didn't feel safe. And that's a lot of the times why I acted out. And, you know, my parents got mad at me. My parents punished me, and, you know, they still punished me for it, and they still threw it in my face all the times I was bad. And, you know, I was wild, I'll admit, but, you know, I'm not blaming them 100%, but I feel like as parents, like, we need to look within. And I know I'm just a cat mom, but I learned a huge lesson that, like, if your child is like acting out, or your child is just not doing what you want them to do, or you know, doesn't seem okay, like, instead of trying to control them and trying to change them and like force them to be a certain way, or like, you know, like talk to you, or, you know, just change, instead of controlling them, look at yourself and find things that you can change within yourself, whether it's your reactions, or just how you're coping with life, how you're regulating your emotions, and see if that actually helps them adjust more than you trying to control them. Because ever since Carson, you know, kind of called me out about that, and I had like this self-awareness moment of, wow, like, I really like was stressing him out more, and I need to be strong. I need to be the strong, stable, consistent leader in this situation, like, so that he could feel safe coming to me and trusting me, because his trust obviously is low. I've moved him and displaced him so much, and I've just been like so chaotic in my life and just very reactionary, and he doesn't trust me. He doesn't trust that he's gonna be safe here in the trailer. So I had to change myself, and I've been working on really getting myself grounded and like getting myself back into like a good routine and into healthy habits and just being calmer. And I've been just hanging around the trailer more and just kind of sitting and being calm and like letting him come to me. And that's kind of another thing I learned, is just let it be, let it come, let it be, let it come, let it flow. Like, I don't always need to be going, like going 100, right? Like the work is still going to be there. Things are still going to be there waiting for me. Whatever is mine is already mine, right? Like, whether or not it's mine right now, it's going to be, because what will be will be. And so I kind of just took a step back from life and just kind of been sitting and hanging and just reflecting, and Hayden's been coming to me more, and I've been incorporating the feeding routine, and I've been giving him treats and just being calm when he's inside and playing with him and getting that energy out. And I started, he actually slept in the trailer last night for the first time, and it was so cute. And he came in this morning during the feeding time on his own. And so we're making huge strides together, and it's all because like I looked within and adjusted myself. And it's a huge life lesson that like, if people aren't doing what you want, like necessarily, like, you only have control over yourself, right? Like, that's all we can do is change ourselves, and the outcomes will change. Rather than trying to change situations or change other people, we have to change ourselves, make adjustments. And I kind of surrendered in a way. Like, I kind of was like, okay, I need to stop fighting. I need to stop putting my will into all these things. And in that moment, we got the biggest opportunity ever. Someone offered to have us rent out, space on their 3-acre property. So, I mean, the training and everything, getting them more comfortable in the trailer is still important, but now we don't need to worry about them being inside, and like, they can still, be free and roam free in the woods, and we can have our privacy and not have to worry about the RV park policies, and just be a happy family in the woods. And it was like best case scenario. And it came out of nowhere, and it came after I surrendered. And it just like shows me that like when we let go, like things kind of just like fall into place. And sometimes when they seem like they're going nuts and falling apart, they're actually about to come together. And this was a huge growing experience, growing pains for me and my family. Like, and, we're closer from it. We're going to continue to be closer from it, because like, I understand what he needs more, and, he's learning to trust me more. And, we're all kind of learning from each other, and, getting into this new lifestyle together. And it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm so glad that like I get to break this cycle with my cats. And I know some people are probably like, oh, they're cats, they're not people, but to me, they're like my children, and I feel like I get to break the generational cycles of, instead of looking within, we try to control other people or resent the child or abandon the child, right? Instead of looking within. So now I'm changing that, and I'm looking within, and it's a beautiful thing, and it's a huge, huge life lesson. So I will keep you posted. I have not yet completed everything in the trailer yet. It's coming together, but we hit some detours. We hit some, bumps in the road, as you just heard. So stay tuned for more Trailer Chronicles because it's about to get juicy. Like my lips.